And starting on the outer from BC, please welcome Scott Bickerton. So Belchos is probably the top-ranked skater out of all of these skaters here tonight. He's been a real leader on the 10K for the Canadians for the last few years.
Ready.
And our third of 4 pairs underway. Jordan Belchos was third in the 5,000 earlier this week. And he hails from Toronto, skated with the Markham Club originally. Scott Bickerton from Nelson, BC. They have a good club in Nelson. Belchos will open first, 35-25. Bickerton 35-88. Jordan Belchos, his personal best, 13-18. His season's best, a 13-24. Belchos 31-21 lap, 32-19 for Bickerton. Scott Bickerton's season's best is a 13:59. His personal best a 13:43. So if he can be somewhere in that zone, he would move just ahead of Francois Derry. And if Belchos can be on his game, he'll be at the top of the leaderboard. Belchos a 31:36. Bickerton 33:01. So we see these skaters dialing into their pace. Belchos looking at a low 31, low to mid, and Bickerton right around 33. We'll see if that is what they're shooting for. Sometimes it takes a couple of laps for them to dial in what they want, but Jordan Belchos with such long experience in this race. 31-31 for Belchos. Bickerton 33:03. Both skaters within a couple of hundredths of a second on their lap times, so. And they can do this with intent. It's just amazing to be that precise over 400 meters. Belchos 31:32 like clockwork within a hundredth of a second. Bickerton 33:21. Similarly steady pace. So Belchos dialing into the low to mid 31s, Bickerton the low to mid 33s. Jansen and Waples in the final pair will also be strong challengers for these two, or at least between these two, I would imagine, but we'll have to see. 31:27 for Belchos. 33:36 for Bickerton. Remarkable steady laps. $18 laps to go in this 25-lap race. 31:64 for Belchos. Scott Bickerton, 33:36. Same lap time as last time. And that's just a fluke if you do it twice. Do it 3 times, that's amazing. I've seen that once or twice in my announcing career. Belchos, 31:75. So Belchos' lap time's creeping up a bit. 33.69 for Bickerton. Once again, I mean, Belchos is really competing against the next pair at this point. 16 laps to go and a 31.88 as Belchos stays under 32.
Relax your right arm swing in the corner. Upper body relax.
Scott Bickerton, 33.91 as he stays under 34s. And he is about 5 seconds ahead of the pace of Henry and Nelson at this stage. Belchos, 32.08. And he is about 20 seconds ahead of the pace of Henry and Nelson at this point. Scott Bickerton, 34.15. So it looks like Bickerton's gonna have to work to stay ahead of Henry and Nelson. Belchos with 13 laps to go, a 32.21. And he is now about halfway through this race.
Glide and push, glide and push. Nice and low.
Scott Bickerton of Nelson, BC. Lap time 34.42. So as those lap times creep up, remember Henry and Nelson were pretty steady for quite a while. 12 laps to go for Belchos. He's over halfway now. 32.28. Holding on to the low 32s.
Start to see him. Let's go.
Actually, now they will have 12 laps to go. 12 laps to go. Jordan Belchos in a 32.03, a nice negative split.
Let's go. Yes, keep long and fall. Side to side, side to side, come on.
Scott Bickerton, 35.05. Belchos, 32.24, keeping those low 32s. Scott Bickerton now around 35 a lap.
Yes. Target's on, the target's on. Let's go.
So he's at about the time of Henry at this point in the race, Bickerton is, but going at a slower speed. 11 to go for Bickerton, 34.72. And Belchos, 32.27.
There you go. Fall. Give yourself
You
room
can
to
hear
lean going
and
in.
see Mark Wild and Julie Lang on the backstretch, the coaches for these skaters. Scott Bickerton, 35.53. Jordan Belchos, 32.06. A nice another negative split. Now what you're going to see here is Belchos will pass Bickerton. He's now lapped him. And Belchos now lapping Bickerton, passing by him on the outside. So Belchos with 8 to go, and Bickerton would have 9 to go. Right, that should be 8 and 7 rather. Or Jordan Belchos, lap time 32.40. Bickerton, 35.27. So Belchos has 6.5 laps to go. And Bickerton has 7.5 laps to go. Right.
Go Jordan.
Jordan Belchos, 32.52. And a 35.39 for Scott Bickerton. So
Go, Jordan.
5 laps to go now. 5 laps to go for Jordan Belchos and a 32.57. And he has a 33-second gap on Henry right now. Scott Bickerton, 35.55, holding on to those mid-35s. Coming up on 4 laps to go now for Jordan Belchos.
Looking good.
Lap time 32.85. And he's looking at something around 13:30 right now. Scott Bickerton, 35.74.
Keep it up.
And 3 laps to go now for Jordan Belchos, holding on to those 32s, 32.78. He's looking for a sub 13:30 here. Scott Bickerton, 35.63.
Jordan, keep it up. Let's go.
And away, Bill.
And just 2 laps to go now for Jordan Belchos, a 32.83. And he's going to be pretty close to his season's best. Scott Bickerton working it hard here, 36.28. And here comes Jordan Belchos coming up on his bell lap. 1 to go. And a 32.59, a nice negative split with 1 lap to go. And he's going to be right near his season's best, which isn't far from his personal best, so a good race for him today here. Scott Bickerton. Lap time for him, 36.55. And here comes Jordan Belchos into the finish. Cheer him on to the line, and a 13:24.96. And that is a couple of tenths of a second just off his season's best, and only a few seconds off his personal best. So a great race here this afternoon. Scott Bickerton, 1 to go now. And a lap time of 36.59 for him. And he's looking for time right around Leo Landry's time of 14:28. See how this last lap goes. Jordan Belchos, Canada's top 10K skater.
All the way, Vic.
And here comes Scott Bickerton into the finish. Final time for him, 14:28.86.